Libra, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. I want to say thank you if you are a subscriber to the channel. If you are brand new here, welcome. Hit that thumbnail. Come on in and join us, okay? If you are cross-watching, I just laid down some mutable cardinal fixed sign videos, also individual videos. So check those out. See if you like them. Let me know in the comments, okay? Libra, we're going to get into your present energy right now. I had a card come out right before you even got to shuffle. Libra, Six of Pentacles. What's going on? You feeling generous? This is the time of the season, right? Time for giving, sharing. What are we giving? What are we sharing? Okay. I didn't even get a chance to shuffle. That was like, hey, I got something to say real quick. Dude, listen. So Six of Pentacles talks about it could be that you're in this very generous nature, you know. Like I said, we are at this type of season, holiday season, and sometimes our generosity runs pretty thin, though. So we're going to see where this goes, Libra. What are we trying to say? That was your first card, your present energy right now, generous type energy. It's fast. It's never happened before. So you're the first. Just got de-virginized. This is your crossing challenge, okay? What's crossing challenge for Libra? What's crossing the path? Okay. Your crossing challenge is the Lovers. Number 2 card, Lovers. Relationship? Could be. Feeling generous towards generosity and a balance. Okay, perhaps you're facing an obstacle. Could be. Wondering why your energy is the generosity, but your crossing challenge would be the Lovers. So you've been waiting on a lover. You've been dealing with a lover. Something going on in the relationship wise. Okay. So Libra, your third card talks about what's lying underneath the foundations. Okay. What's beneath the surface here for Libra? Okay. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles comes out to say there is a nurturing aspect. There is a loyalty aspect. Excuse me. There is a challenge here with the Lovers, and I'm curious as to know why this is there. Queen of Pentacles. She's loyal. You know, she's very, very astute, very aware. We could be talking about a feminine energy here. We don't have to be. But perhaps this feminine is waiting on this king in a challenge. Okay. This is your recent past, Libra. We're going to clarify more. Don't worry. We're going to be like, dude, this is slow, right? Yeah, well, this is the energy, okay? I can start clickbaiting you and trying to tell you something that's not there. But I'm not a vending machine, and I don't want to do that for you, okay? All right, so in the recent past, Libra, talk to me here. What's up? In the recent past, you had a tower. Okay. So the tower moment could represent the foundations of something. Perhaps you're realizing this relationship started off on the wrong foot, or perhaps there was an ending to this relationship. Perhaps you're forgiving somebody in a relationship. You know, your very first card, your present energy, was this generous, giving type nature. You're showing up as the underlying being as the Queen of Pentacles. So in the recent past, you had some kind of situation that took place, perhaps with this relationship or friendship, with this lover, whatever. You know, the walls came tumbling down. You know, something was exposed. Some kind of foundation that was not there. Perhaps it's involved maybe some, you know, some cheating or some something that took place here. So your fifth card is going to talk about the possibilities here, you know, of what could be. What are the possibilities here for Libra? What's the situation here? Is there a reconciliation? Is this built on a foundation of sexual or passion, fire? The possibilities are also the Ace of Wands is a card of inspiration. You've got a wonderful idea, a breakthrough moment, eureka, an aha, but it's a divine inspiration. So, perhaps you're aware of this may be a, twin flame connection, soulmate connection, something like that. And, maybe you kind of exposed the come to the realization that maybe, or you just awakened, the tower can talk about an awakening, the crown chakra, it's like some kind of news, something that hits you and it just, if you'll notice the crown of the tower there, right? Blowing the lid off, so to speak. So some news, maybe you just realized this might be a twin flame. I don't know. We're going to have to keep going here. So what's the near future look like for Libra? Kind of a slow start here, but, we'll find out. What's in the near future for Libra? What can Libra look forward to? Some news coming in, right? Knight of Swords. Whatever it is, it's coming in quickly. Knight of Swords is there to say, hey, I've got some great news to deliver you. The possibility card, right, was the Ace of Wands. Perhaps somebody's about to call you, text you, flirt with you. Whatever it is that maybe you've been waiting for a while. This tower was in the past. So maybe you stepped up as the divine feminine. Maybe you stepped up as the divine masculine, or your divine masculine stepped up to the plate, so to speak, and is now reaching out to you, and like I said, it could be with some flirtatious text. You're saying, hey, what's up, girl, or they even say that anymore. It was that old, yeah. I guess I used to say something like that, maybe. Anyway, to be a little forward, to be a little bold, to be a little brave. That's the Knight of Swords, right? Not afraid to speak. Sometimes can be a little impulsive, right? So this may feel a little impulsive in a way to you. But that's the Knight of Swords, and so, the masculine in the chaser position would probably do something like that. Okay, so near future. So that was the near future. Let's talk about the self. Let's talk about Libra and how you're showing up in this. Libra, what's your position? What's your stance? You enjoying this? Do you like this? Are you on the defense about it? What's the situation here? This is you. You're showing up as the King of Cups. So like I said, you could be a masculine here. You don't have, it doesn't have to be, but the King of Cups is a showing up as you as the self. And so I question that because the third card being what's lying underneath is perhaps you're waiting on your feminine, and you're wondering whether or not to reach out. So this could be dealing with a masculine who's trying to reach out to this Queen of Pentacles. This could be a situation where, like I said, runner chaser. The King of Cups is romance. It is, I have my emotional, I have emotional stability. I'm in control of my emotions. So you could be a divine masculine. Very interesting. Okay. We do have the Lover's card as your challenge card, Libra. So, like I said, perhaps you are waiting, but I feel like there is a Knight of Swords coming in. Excuse me, I have had a terrible cough here lately, and our weather is just going. Yeah. So you're showing up as the King of Cups in the self position. So, like I said, you could be a masculine. It doesn't have to be. It's just energy, but it's pretty neat that it's on top of the Queen of Pentacles position. So we could be talking about a soul contract here. We could be talking about a soulmate of some kind, a union perhaps that has been in the making, or perhaps in separation. We did see the Tower card, so this could be a divinely kind of guided situation. Let's take a look at Libra's environment right now. What is around Libra in this environment, in this energy? Okay, like I said, it makes sense right now. You're contemplating, okay? It makes a whole lot of sense. You know, you've got the Four of Cups that's showing up and saying you're definitely deep in contemplation over. It could be this past. It could be this in the past. You know, this separation scenario. You know, you guys were in contact with each other and then lost contact. You know, which is a very common situation, right? Especially in the runner chaser scenario. It's however, you're focused on some past, and kind of missing that divine hand that's coming to you. So um, I want to clarify this Four of Cups. That's the environment around you. What kind of environment are we talking about here? This Four of Cups. Let's look at the external forces for Libra right now. What's around them? The Strength card shows up. Okay. You know, we could be talking about the Leo sign here, fire sign. But there is a strength and compassion in your environment also. You did show up as the King of Cups, which means you're very compassionate, um, very emotional about this, very in your head about this, which be stewing over it a lot. You know, the Strength card represents that compassion, moving with a compassion, moving with a not brute strength or forceful. So you could be very patient with this, um, and just really in your head about it. But I feel like with the strength, it's saying that you're just trying to understand. Um, Perhaps you don't want this tower moment to happen again, so you're contemplating what maybe you reached out and then the feminine pulled back. Could be something like that. Doesn't have to be, but all right. So that was the environment. We're going to move on to hopes, fears, wishes, and worries for Libra. Hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. Okay. Hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. So some emotional control here. It's trying to get a hold of your emotions, okay? There could be some wounding that still needs to be done, okay? You know, in order for your twin flame to reunite, it takes a healed position. So you could be still dealing with some emotional trauma, mother wounds, father wounds. It doesn't have to be, but usually it's significant for emotional wounding. There could be some child, there could be children involved in this somehow. And so that may be why you have the strength card, maybe taking your time. That doesn't have to be the case, but maybe this person has a child or whatever, and you're maybe considering, that possibility as well. It's another role, another responsibility, and things to consider in a relationship. But I feel like with the strength card, you're really taking your time with that too. So the contemplation of that, like I said, this is just energy. If it applies, okay. If not, you know, okay. So that was the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. Let's look at your 10th card, your outcome and your direction, Libra. What's the outcome and direction of this situation with this King of Cups energy and this Queen of Pentacles energy? What is it, Libra? Okay. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, it's foundation. It's foundation work, and I feel like what this is it's trying to represent a union, okay? A passion and a fire. It's coming in, but it's trying to really get you to focus on stability, because the strength card came out in when I tried to clarify, okay? The strength card came out, and once again reminds me of stability. The taking your time and being very um patient. Strength card is very patient, and that's something, especially if you're a masculine. um I know love is love is love, and you want to move towards something, and we have a tendency to try to We are talking about Leo the lion here, right? Or a lion, type of energy it's fire and it's water. It ebb and flows, but there could be rapids too, and that's kind of a terrible analogy, but I'm trying to say that, it's kind of a combination of you want to grab it because you're so impatient. We did have the Knight of Swords, a good thing when you see it. In other words, I could have summed that up a lot easier, couldn't I? However, I feel like this reading is really try to just confirmation to say, yes, you're on the right path. Yes, you're taking all the considerations that you should. Give it some time, be patient, don't try to force. I could go ahead and clarify this 10 of Pentacles. It talks about legacy, it talks about, a stability mostly, and loyalty, right? So there is some definite loyalty here. There's passion here in this. There is groundedness because we have the Queen of Pentacles too. This feminine is very grounded, so that's kind of a huge turn on. That's somebody who's in their right mind. But I also feel like um, with the King of Cups energy, it's just very emotional. So this person that Libra, you're showing up as the King of Cups, saying that you're very much in your emotions. So I'm going to clarify. I'm going to say this 10 of Pentacles. The outcome and the direction. You know, what else can Libra look for? This outcome and this direction. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. It's what I was saying. It's the wounded soldier. There's still some work to be done, Libra. And I know nobody wants to hear that. Everybody wants this cookie cutter kind of answer. Oh, yes, it's happening in 2 days, 3 days, 6 days. But listen, at Steampunk Psyche, I promise you, I'm not going to sugarcoat these for you. That's not what's going to help at all. You can go leave the video, and people are peeling away right now as I'm speaking. And those that are staying are brave. It's the strength card. You're being brave by doing so. I don't want to tell you something. You're guarded, and it's not the right timing. Okay. If we want to trust that the universe, lays out ducks in a row, so to speak, or gives us a path to go on, we need to trust in that fully. So the Nine of Wands is not a terrible card. It's just saying, listen, you've got some emotional wounding. We saw the Six of Swords. Okay. So there's still some healing that needs to be done. And that's part of that journey. You don't want to enter into any relationship carrying over, emotional baggage, so to speak. It happens, but you want to be at the most grounded part that you can so that the natural ebb and flow, which is what I was talking about with the strength card, the water, you want to be able to enter into that with the best ebb and flow possible so that the naturalization, the earth grounded meets her earth groundedness, her Queen of Pentacles, and your emotional stability of the King of Cups. Okay. Libra, good read. Give it some time. Hang in there. It's all working out. It's just saying the universe is just trying to give you a hug and say, hey, you still got some things to work on, some things to do. So, Libra, I hope you got some kind of clarity from this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, give it a thumbs up, okay? Let me know in the comments how it works out, or open up a conversation on the community page. I'll leave some videos at the end of this one. You can go check out the new videos as well, and cross-watch to see if your energies, kind of line up with what I'm saying. So anyway, Libra, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope I get to see you on the next one, okay? All right, bye-bye.